You've learned the basics of crochet. You've made yourself a scarf. You've definitely made yourself a granny square, maybe even a beanie, but you now want to be a little bit more adventurous and make yourself a cardigan. Maybe one like this, or like this, or maybe even an ultra scrappy rainbow cardigan like this one right here. Well, you've come to the right place because I am going to share with you my method for how I crochet cardigans like this with no pattern and using whatever yarn I want. Let's take a look at the style of this cardigan and talk about the basic concepts around how it comes together. The cardigan is a raglan style with a dropped sleeve that is worked in 3 distinct crocheted pieces. The first piece being the bodice and the second 2 pieces being the 2 sleeves. You will be creating one big piece that looks like this, which folds over into thirds, stitched along the top to create the main part of the bodice. Okay, now that looks a little bit interesting, I know, but what you're essentially going to do is you're going to fold this end over here, this end here, and then you attach this bit to this bit and this bit to this bit. These bits here end up being your armholes, right? And then you still need to crochet your 2 sleeves and you attach them in the armholes. Now, I absolutely love making these cardigans as a way to use up my random scrap yarn. So let's make one together in this video and I'll show you exactly how I take random, seemingly inconsistent yarn and I make it work so that I can get an amazing garment at the end. So starting off, I go through my yarn and pull out whatever variety of yarn I think works well together. Now here's some key points to know if you are going to follow along and do the same thing. The best thing to do is pick yarn that has a similar weight or thickness, or yarn that can be combined together, so 2 strands together for example, to then get the same thickness. And this is so then you have a consistent tension across the cardigan at the very end. So for this cardigan that I'm making in this video, I pulled out a collection of different whites, creams, and pale yellows from my yarn stash. And there was a few that I had to combine together, so 2 threads of yarn into one, just to make sure that I had a consistent thickness of all the different yarns that I was putting into this one cardigan. Now the next thing you need to do is pick the appropriate crochet hook. This may require you to do a tension swatch. I just start crocheting a little sort of piece to see whether I like the tension and how tight the stitches are or loose they are with the yarn that I have and the hook that I have chosen. For this project, I went with a 4.5mm crochet hook and I was dealing with like 8-ply yarn thickness. I have no idea what that is in weight. Apologies, I am not a guru when it comes to yarn, unfortunately. To start the bodice, we need to first do our foundation chain for the bottom hemline. Now, you can certainly get scientific here and measure the widest measurement, whether it be your shoulders or your waist, and use that to form the length of your foundation chain. Or if you're like me, you can totally just eyeball it and start chaining stitches until you get the length that you want, holding it around your waist and testing as you go. It's important though to note that you need to make your bodice piece wide enough to drape over your shoulders to get that raglan style. If you make it too tight, you're going to struggle to get the armholes correct. For this cardigan, I've decided to keep it really simple and I'm not doing any ribbed edging or cuffs. I decided to do 2 rows of single crochet to form the bottom hemline of the bodice. I then did triple crochet stitches from therein. You crochet as many rows as you need to determine the length of the cardigan. So for example, I crocheted 17 rows to get to the bottom of the armhole section. To determine the number of stitches or measurement for the back part of the bodice and the 2 front breast panels of the bodice, you can do what I do and completely eyeball it, or you can take a more scientific approach. Measure the length or count the number of stitches along the bottom hem of the bodice. You need to divide this number in half And from 1/2, you need to deduct the measurement of the width of your neck to allow room for your neck. You then divide this final measurement in half to get the width or equivalent number of stitches for the front bodice breast panel pieces. Continue to crochet enough rows to allow you a sufficient armhole opening. It's better to make your armhole too big rather than too small because you can always take it in later when you attach your sleeves. You'll then need to either slip stitch or use a yarn needle and some yarn to stitch together the seams at the shoulders. Now for this project, I had a few different tones of light colored yarn. I had white, a creamy color, as well as some very, very pale yellow. So what I do when I'm dealing with a variety of different tones or colors is I try and keep the colors balanced across the cardigan. And this means that I have to think carefully as I'm crocheting which yarns I want to use where and how to keep that balance. So sometimes what that means is using one yarn, say half a skein or half a ball on one side of the bodice, for example, if I'm doing the top part of this side of the bodice, and then stopping, cutting, and then starting on the second side, so then we have that consistency. You don't have to do that. You can use whichever yarn you want, where if you're doing different colors, patchwork, whatever. I've done that in the past too with the rainbow multicolored cardigan that I showed earlier. I like to crochet my sleeves from the wrist cuff upwards, and you'll see here that I have matched the wrist cuff to the bodice hem. I've done 3 rows of single crochet stitches before shifting to the treble crochet stitches. I started the foundation by chaining as many chains as I needed for me to create a cuff that allowed me to fit my hand through. Once you have crocheted the cuff, you'll need to increase the number of stitches to widen your sleeve. I do this gradually, doubling the stitch in every 3rd stitch. So in this case, I did 2 treble crochets in every 3rd stitch for the next 2 rows. And then from here on in, I did as many rows as I needed to ensure I had the appropriate arm or sleeve length. Now you're probably wondering, how on earth do I know how much yarn I'm going to need to finish the whole garment? This is where you can use yarn calculators. Full disclosure, I have never used a yarn calculator ever. I'm more of a let's just wing it. And I have a contingency plan, which is if I'm really scraping the barrel when it comes to potentially not having enough of one color, I'll have a backup plan, which is to integrate a secondary color into the garment. So a great example of this is this blue cardigan that I made, and I knew that I was really pushing it with this lovely aqua blue yarn that I actually thrifted. I knew that I probably wasn't going to have enough. So I did the sleeves last. I was gauging how much of the yarn I had left and evenly using it across both of the sleeves. So then when it got to the point that I'd run out, I knew that I could integrate a secondary yarn, which was the white stripe that you see on those sleeves, and finish off the sleeves that way. And it actually becomes a design feature on the cardigan. To finish off your sleeves, you'll need to either slip stitch or sew from the cuff up the longest edges of the sleeves. Slip stitch or sew each sleeve to the armhole opening, lining up the bottom seam of each sleeve with the bottom of the armhole opening. And the last step is to finish off the neckline. In this case, I've decided to just do single crochet all the way around the neckline and then do a button placket. I did 5 rows of single crochet on either side of the bodice front, leaving some gaps for the buttonholes on one side of the placket. Earlier on in the piece, I did consider doing a ribbed edging for the neckline and for the cuffs, but then I decided to keep it simple with the single crochet. And here's what the finished cardigan looks like. It is all made from random scrap yarn that I had in my stash and some thrifted buttons that I also had in my stash. I am really happy with how this cardigan turned out. Full disclosure, I have stitched those buttons on misaligned, but I will probably go back and fix that in the future. I hope this video has given you enough guidance to have a go at making your own crochet cardigan without a pattern, using whatever yarn you want in any size or length that you want. You can actually split the construction into 5 different pieces, which I have done in the past for really chunky, thick yarns. This makes the project easier to work with because you're breaking that bodice piece down into 3 different pieces. What you can do is you can actually measure across your back or your shoulders, crochet 1 big square, and then you can do your 2 front bodice pieces separately. This is also allows you a little bit more flexibility if you do the back panel piece and then you do 1 bodice and you realize that maybe you've made it a little bit too small. It's less to unravel if you've split the crochet components apart into the 5 distinct pieces rather than only 3. An example of what I mean by the 5-piece method is this pink cardigan here. You'll see that the yarn is incredibly thick. It was also very heavy, and because I actually knitted this cardigan, it had a really lovely drape, but it meant that if I had whole bodice as 1 piece, it was at risk of stretching out as I was knitting it and transporting it around my house. So that's why I split this up into the 5 distinct pieces. And by 5, we've got the 3 for the bodice, 1 breast side, 2nd breast side, the back, as well as the 2 sleeves. That's what I mean when I say 5 pieces. Well, that is the end of this video. I hope that you found it helpful, and I hope that more importantly, it inspired you to have a go at crocheting your own cardigan in this way without any pattern, using some random yarn that you probably have in your own stash. I've already got my next project planned. I've pulled out this amazing collection here of awesome purple and, what color is this? Like rust colored yarns, which I'm going to make a longer cardigan out of. And I'm so excited to get started on that. Let me know in the comments if you'd like me to film the making process of this cardigan to show you how I make a longer version with no pattern. And if you like this video, feel free to subscribe to my channel. It really helps me out a lot, and I appreciate you being here. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.